Thank you for joining us. This is our second of 3 interviews with Coach Justin Barnes, the Soddy football coach. We're previewing your season this year. And Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit about offense, and I know that's your thing, so this conversation should be interesting. But first of all, just kind of tell us your system. I think it's been pretty much the same what you've done, but talk to us about what you try to do on offense.
Well, we're what most people call a spread offense. You know, and there's a whole lot of different aspects of what you actually do, but I feel like we're a pretty good mix of run and pass, even though we do like to throw it more than most people. And luckily we've had some good quarterbacks in the past and some good receivers to be able to allow us to do that. But you know, it's kind of funny, everybody thinks we're this big, you know, throw it around the yard all the time, but every year we go back and look and we're always around 52 to 48% run the pass or somewhere in there. So we're actually pretty balanced.
You may be more pass to set up the run, rather than run to set up the pass. Okay.
Normally, yes.
Okay. All right, so you mentioned quarterback being such a key position in your offense. So tell us about your quarterback for this year.
Slater Hickman will be our quarterback this year. You know, he's spent 2 years with us, you know, as the backup, and has done a good job. Got him quite a bit of experience last year as the season went along, and you know, he's really progressed through the spring and the summer. You know, kind of showing his leadership. You know, he's a fiery guy who likes to compete. And, you know, when a challenge steps up, he's really the first one going head on into it. You know, so you know, way Slater goes, our team has been going, and he's done a great job of being a leader for us in his first year, and that's hard to do sometimes, especially you know, being a junior, not having much starting experience, and then but you know, the guys know what he can do, and so you know, they really look up to him and follow him.
Okay, so who else will be in the backfield with him?
Well, we're returning our running back from last year, Tanner Wittenberger. You know, Tanner
sophomore, right?
He'll be a sophomore, so he started 9 games as a freshman. You know, and that doesn't happen very often. I think in the 9 years I've been here, we've had 3 guys that have done that.
Wow!
And so it speaks a lot about his ability and his work ethic, and you know, he's continued to get bigger and stronger in this off season. He's put on quite a bit of muscle and weight, and so you know, he's kind of looking to carry the load, and which will be good with Slater being new, even though he's, you know, pretty confident in what he can do, and he does a good job. We're still going to, you know, help him work into it a little bit and try to take some of the load off of him until he really gets his feet wet and kind of go from there.
Now, do you typically try to have like a 2-back system, or do you rotate your backs, or how do you do that?
So normally, you know, we've had one pretty dominant back, you know, going back, you know, Christian Bell, Ty Beck, Hayden Manor, have you know, all been the main guys, and then we've had 3 or 4 who, if they need a rest, that have done a great job for us, and it's going to be the same this year. We've got a couple guys. Caden Phillips will be a backup role. Sonny Carter will get some carries, so it'll be mainly Tanner, but you know, those guys are definitely, you know what to do and can carry some of the load.
So any team runs spread, I guess they have to have a number of quality receivers. So let's talk a little bit about receivers.
Yeah, our receivers are actually doing a great job. You know, you normally have 4 pretty good ones, and we've been lucky over the years to have some pretty dynamic guys, and you know, we've had 2 or 3 that have been all state and have done a great job for us. But this year, you know, if we can average everybody having about 30 catches, you know, that's really what you kind of want. If you have one guy that's getting 60 catches, we've had that in the past where one guy just kind of dominates, you know, they can key on that guy and take him away. And so that's the one thing about this group is, you know, we have 4 the guys that we think are going to be our starters, who are, you know, all about the same, you know, and they've done a great job of picking up what we're learning and going forth. Most of them haven't started any games, but they've done great through the 7-on-7s in the summer. And then we have 4 other guys who I feel very confident in. And so, you know, that I really feel like we have 8 quality guys going into the season. And so, you know, the depth is always a big issue sometimes. You have your older guys, and then, you know, freshmen and sophomores as they come, they're not always ready to play, but some of these guys are stepping up. And we feel very confident.
What about, can you name maybe, as far as maybe even the senior wide receivers that's going to contribute?
Well, you know, Gavin Lane's been with us for 4 years. He started a few games as a junior before he had a back injury, and then Trevor Alexander is a junior who can really stretch the field for us a little bit. And then Drew Lewis, who's a sophomore, has really kind of stepped it up and has made some really good catches for us and going into the summer and stuff, and has really progressed. And one of the big surprises has been Eli Caulfield. Played as a freshman, didn't play as a sophomore, was going to play last year, had an injury to his shoulder and had to have surgery and couldn't play. But Eli has kind of come in and has a little moxie about him, and has been able to pick up a couple different positions, and so we can kind of move him around. And so, with this group of guys, I feel very confident in what we can do. And then, some of the guys that we're talking about, we try to, if they're going to be starter on defense, we try to, work them where we're not killing them. Sure. Try to find as many players as possible. So, guys like Jackson Boyle, who's been a basketball player, coming out for us, is going to really give us some depth at a receiver position. Braden Dodd's been with us 4 years. Probably going to start on defense and get a lot of catches as a second receiver at H.
Sure.
And then Joseph Dean, who is a baseball player, has come out, has some pretty good speed and can stretch the field for us as well. So we have the opportunity, as I say, we always have the opportunity, to be dynamic and really do some things we haven't done in the last few years. And so hopefully we can be very explosive offensively, and but I think our strong suit is really going to be up front, where we return 5 guys who have started at least a handful of games.
Yeah.
Most of them have started 8 to 9, and then we have one that started 2.
So talk about the line, because we all love to talk about the skilled guys, but it don't happen about the line of scrimmage.
These guys, they got thrown into the blender last year. None of them had started with COVID. We didn't have any scrimmages. We didn't have anything walking into the first game, and these guys have played very few snaps. Coy Porter had started 2 games as a sophomore. And so, as they get thrown into the blender, as I said, it took a little bit to, get their feet and get the speed of everything. And so we returned Coy Porter at right tackle. Donovan Sullivan started a few games at right guard for us. Eli Hickson started every game for us at center. So that's nice to have him back. And then left guard, which is Jamison Cook, who started all 11 games for us, and Reagan Taylor, who started 9 games for us. So, we have 4 seniors and a junior. And so it's definitely going to be a strong suit for us, I think.
Well, in your experience being a quarterback, I'm sure having returning guys on the line is the quarterback's best friend, knowing that he's going to have the time to throw the ball.
Definitely. And those guys, they've got to be in sync. People don't realize how hard it is for those guys to, really work together. They all got to be on the same page, and if you have one guy that's not, it's going to throw the whole scheme off.
Absolutely. And
so they've done a really good job growing together over last year, and we expect some good things from them this year.
Well, we're looking forward to another explosive year of Soddy's offense, and encourage you again, remember, on August the 20th, on that Friday night, against Loudon will be an opening game, so get your tickets and be here on that night. Thank you so much for watching.